Please, you're welcome to a short demonstration on our hotel management system. So I'm going to log into the software by double clicking on it. When I double click on it, it will load the names of users who are authorized to access the system. So you see different users who have access to the system. I select my own account and input my password. So once I've inputted my password, I click OK and it loads the screen. The software is presently showing me a stay view, meaning how long current guests are expected to stay. So I can see that this certain guest will stay for a very long time. I can see that this person is due out on Sunday. This one is due out on Saturday morning. So this is the stay view of the software. I can also see the room view of it, which shows me current rooms, occupied rooms, and vacant rooms. So like this room, I'm expecting a guest to check in. When the guest checks in, this is on reservation. That is why the shading is different. So when the guest checks in, I simply click on check in and the software checks in the guest. As simple as that. Now the software is able to keep record of all my transactions with this guest. I can open any room and I can see a total of charges on this guest and the total of payments and the outstanding balance. I can generate an invoice for this guest. I'm going to use a guest that has payment transactions. So if I open this room, for instance, this guest has been charged a total of 1.1 million and the total amount paid is 1.1 million. If I generate an invoice for this guest, I'm able to generate an invoice for this guest and the invoice will reflect all the charges and all the payments on this room. You can see all the charges on my left column. You can see all the payments on the right column and it shows the balance. So this is multiple page. I go to the last page. It shows the balance to be 0. So as you charge a guest a daily rate and he makes payment, it shows you the guest running balance on this column. So you can actually print or export this invoice. You can export it to a PDF and email to the guest. You can print it out through your printer. The invoice contains the hotel details, the property details, and some instructions for the guest and the guest name, room number, arrival date, etc. So you can issue this invoice to your guest. So to check in a new guest is very simple. You click on a vacant room. So the vacant rooms are shaded orange. So you can see here it is telling me I have 2 vacant rooms and 4 occupied rooms, 0 reserved rooms, 0 out of order. If a room needs maintenance and you don't wish to sell it, you can mark it out of order. So if I click on a vacant room, I'm able to impute the guest details. If I'm able to impute the guest details, the software suggests the rate for me. So let's say this guest is going to stay for 3 nights. It suggests the total rate to be 255,000, which is 85 times 3 nights. Of course, I can change the rate here. So depending on my agreement with the guest, I can change the rate and I can apply it to the full stay. That means every day charge this rate. So you notice the rate has changed to 90,000 a day, and that means the total balance has changed as well. At this point, having captured the guest name, I can simply check in the guest. If he has made a payment, I'll go to the payment screen, click on new. The software suggests the amount the guest is owing me. So currently this guest owes me 270. In practice, guests do not always pay exactly what they owe. They might pay more, they might pay less. So let's assume he paid only 200,000. I select the mode of payment for reconciliation purposes. Is it my GTV? Is it cash? Is it POS? I have all this option. All the banks can be captured. So if I select the bank, I'm able to click process payments and check in the guest. So this guest is currently occupied. So if I see my stay view, it will show me that this room is occupied up until Monday morning when this guest is due out. If for any reason the guest decides to extend his stay, I can open the room. When I open the room, I can click here and change stay and increase it by a single day or by 4 more days. You see the balance has recalculated automatically. This is the rate the system used, 90,000 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. That is 630,000. So total rate 630, less amount paid 200, balance 430. So I can actually print the invoice to reflect this latest transaction. If I go to this, I print this. Because I'm doing the demonstration, I'll be using preview for now. So this is the invoice, and if you look at it, you see total bill is 630. That is 90,000 times 7 days. Amount paid is 200,000. Balance, running balance is 430. That is current balance is 430. So every transaction you see the running balance, the effect on the guest balance. Like I said before, you can print this transaction. You can export it. Exporting it means you can save it to your document as an invoice that you can send to the guest. So you can export it as you can export it with the guest name and save it as PDF, for instance. So when you've exported it, you can actually send it to this guest, so as PDF. So this is the invoice which the guest can get as a printed or soft copy. So this is a quick summary of how you check in your guest. There are other features in this software. For instance, these brooms indicate that the rooms are dirty. So when they are cleaned, you can right click the room and say make clean. So the broom goes and you know the room has been cleaned. So a room with a broom means the room is dirty. So you usually know which room to send the housekeepers to. So this is how the software works in summary. There are other details about it. There are reportings. We can look at some of the reports. We can see guest in-house or even guest ledger. This guest ledger shows me all my guests and their balances. A very important report because we set up this business to make money. So we want to know who is paying us in a snapshot. If you zoom into this report, you could see the guest I just checked in into flat 4, into flat 6, and you could see that as at this date, current date, he's owing me, I'm owing him 110 actually, so it's writes it minus 110, meaning I'm owing the guest. These are guests that have left the property and what they are owing. So you can actually see your totals for your debts, you know, for both checked out and in-house guests. These are checked out guests. This is the total of checked out and in-house guests. So this is one of the many reports in the software. There are quite a lot of them. You can see guest in-house report. You can see daily summary report, which gives you a summary of everything that happened in the property. So many other reports, which will be explained thoroughly during a proper training. So it's a very comprehensive software and is able to cater to very advanced hotels, you know. So you can also search out even guests that have checked out by typing their name, and the system can show you their previous transaction. You can open the transaction and view it in detail. Like this guest stayed in 2023, 9th June 2023, and left same day, I think. You can see his transaction. You know, you can print it and so on and so forth. So if it's a guest that didn't pay and left, you can open it with the right permission and post the payment of the guest. So these are just a brief summary of the front desk portion of the software. Thank you.